Well, our thing is how we work and how we operate. It must make business sense on our side.
Let me get to you, because I understand that you have retired. You're 50-0. You walked away from the game. You made a lot of money, but you did make news sometime last year when people were talking about you returning. Now, you're 43 years old, okay? I want to know where your head is at as it pertains to you.
Well, whatever reason it is that they want to see you, that reason is why you money. It's not that you just deserve the money because it's hard to do.
Right. I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much.
The fighter who once claimed to be unbeatable is now under intense scrutiny. Floyd Mayweather finds himself at the center of a massive scandal, accused of fraudulent schemes and teetering dangerously close to financial ruin.
I did it the hard way. You know, I'm a kid that came from poverty. I can remember being a kid living in Jersey with my mother. 7 of us living in a 1-bedroom. You know, no lights, no heat. Never cried, never complained. Just worked hard to get to where I got to in life. It's been hard.
As Floyd evolved from pretty boy to Money Mayweather, his persona transformed completely. He was no longer just the masterful boxer with flawless defense. He became a walking emblem of wealth and status. His priorities shifted from sporting glory to showcasing his fortune, with cash taking center stage in his life.
If you want to look at guys that never got hit, Floyd went his entire career, got hit hard like 3 or 4 times, ever.
Yeah. When he fought Diego Chico Corrales, which was one of my favorite all-time fights, you know, because it was like there was nothing for Diego to hit, and all of a sudden he just bounced in his face, bop, left hook from like 5 feet away. That's a Mayweather that I think nobody could possibly maybe beat.
That was the pretty boy Floyd Mayweather.
Pretty boy
that
Floyd.
was before he became Money Mayweather.
He reshaped his identity into a personal brand, parading opulence and extravagance. Attention moved away from his legendary defensive mastery in the ring to his glamorous lifestyle, raking in millions per bout and cementing his status among the world's wealthiest athletes.
It's just complete genius.
Yes.
First of all, from just changing his style, right? He broke his hands a lot. So when he was younger, they called him Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah.
And then he changes his name to Money. And when he changes his name to Money, he turns heel.
Yeah.
He became like this guy and everybody wanted to see him get beat.
Yeah.
And he's the most unhittable guy in the history of the sport.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's interesting when fighters figure out ways to do that too, like what Floyd is doing. What Floyd is doing is so interesting. He retires from fighting and he says, I'll just start boxing people who have no chance.
Hey, why not?
Floyd Mayweather started out making $3 million for each fight. However, everything changed when he chose to break away from traditional promoters and take control of his own career. That decision catapulted his earnings into the billions, making him the highest-paid athlete on the planet. By steering his career independently and strategically navigating the business side of boxing, he built a financial legacy unlike anything the sport had ever seen.
Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete in the world, and you won't believe why. Early in his career, Floyd partnered with a fight promoter where he was making $3 million a fight, but he wasn't satisfied. He thought he could make way more with pay-per-view and wanted out of his contract. So he bet on himself and paid his manager $750,000 to get out. And you won't believe what happened next, so drop a follow. This would prove to be a huge win for Floyd, and after going independent, he made nearly $1 billion and became the highest paid athlete in the world.
But along with immense wealth came serious personal challenges. Mayweather's father shared that before Floyd hit it big, they had never clashed. Once the millions rolled in, however, their bond began to fray as Floyd's spending spiraled out of control. Luxury cars, extravagant properties, and flashy indulgences became his focus, straining their relationship. His father observed that money has a way of changing people, and it certainly changed Floyd.
We have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. It was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people get, it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. You know, if sometimes when people get money.
As Floyd's fortune expanded, so did his pride. This shift in character led to the loss of numerous close friendships, even with people he had known for years. Mike Tyson didn't hold back, openly calling out Mayweather's arrogance and insisting there was nothing to admire in it. Tyson stressed that Floyd needed a reality check and a rein on his ego, despite the staggering wealth he had amassed.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Floyd's friendship with rapper 50 Cent was once one of the most high-profile connections in the entertainment world. Yet, as Floyd's wealth soared, their bond began to crumble. 50 Cent revealed that Floyd's obsession with money had become overwhelming. Reportedly, Floyd even told 50 Cent he never needed his help, despite their years of close camaraderie. This growing distance was largely driven by Floyd's fixation on riches, overshadowing both his legacy and the people who had supported him from the start.
I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Yeah. Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardlessly. Right. You know, so I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he going to say he wants to, you know, to give me the other half of it? Why I got to ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, you know, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh man.
He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, "What a prize fighter fight for?" And I'm like, and he said, "The prize." So it's okay for you to watch the fight. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money. You know what I'm saying? And that, he knows you don't like him.
Floyd also saw the fallout with one of his most promising proteges, boxer Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who felt taken advantage of. Tank explained that Floyd consistently placed him in situations where he had to depend on Mayweather. Despite the money Davis earned from his fights, Floyd allegedly didn't compensate him fairly, ultimately prompting Tank to cut ties and walk away.
Or I'm going to be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that? I give her a couple dollars. I take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up that, like, a motherfucker will put you in a position to always need him. And, like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But, like, to somebody to understand, you understand, like, what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, because if I gotta put you in a position that always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like if I'm like, what's $1,000? You know what I'm trying to say? But to you who don't have it is a lot. And I know you gonna go to war for that $1,000. So me understanding that $48 of plot power, I'm gonna always feed you a little bit so you can be excited and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really, it's put me in a position to be able to, you know, make my own thing. And I don't want to say no name, but they wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me, I mean, like, I was signed to him and Floyd signed to him. So the person that, he said, okay, cool. I see what's going on. That's when he started taking over my career.
Tank also highlighted Floyd's struggle with seeing others outshine him, revealing that he grew envious of fighters who earned more or were regarded as greater. He even went so far as to claim that Muhammad Ali didn't surpass him.
I'm going to say this. Okay. Out of all these guys in the history of boxing, yes, I've accomplished more than every fighter in the history of boxing. Okay, Ali. Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Leon Spinks beat Muhammad Ali when he only had 7 fights. Yes. And if we really tell the truth, if we really tell the truth, well, that's what you're here for. You're here to tell the truth. What's the heavyweight guy that Ali fought 3 times? Ken Norton, actually. Ken Norton. Ken Norton really beat Ali all 3 times. Go back and look at the fights. I mean, we just telling the truth. And I love Ali, of course.
Mayweather's pride wasn't limited to his personal connections. He openly paraded his fortune, which only deepened public resentment. His constant display of luxury, combined with provocative statements, cemented his reputation as one of boxing's most disliked figures. Claims of being the greatest, dismissing the accomplishments of others, only fueled the widespread criticism and intensified the negative image surrounding him.
In all of my career, I have never encountered an athlete who, number one, flaunts his wealth the way Floyd flaunts his wealth, and who, number two, is so blindly full of himself to the fault of those who did pave the way. He did acknowledge that much, so I appreciate that much. But the way he just blithely scoffed at Ali's accomplishments, it wasn't just disrespectful, Stephen A. Smith. It was flat out blasphemous. Now, to your credit, you did go back at him. You can't. Okay, and to Floyd's credit, you know what? Early in Ali's career, he did get dropped. Not by Burt Cooper, by Henry Cooper in London. He fought him twice in London. And he did get dropped, and he got right back up and won the...
Because of his bold attitude and flashy lifestyle, Floyd earned the title of boxing's most disliked figure. His refusal to respond to criticism only intensified the backlash. He frequently insisted that public opinion didn't matter to him and that he would keep fighting, whether in exhibitions or official matches. This blatant disregard for scrutiny made him even more polarizing, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning what truly drove him.
They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And
My most expensive watch that I currently own is $18 million. One watch.
And so you hate him. People hate him.
He creates envy.
Yes. Yeah, it creates envy, and you want him to lose, but he's not gonna.
After hanging up his professional gloves, Floyd shifted to exhibition matches. However, these bouts drew heavy criticism. Many argued that by facing lesser-known opponents purely for financial gain, he was tarnishing the legacy he had built in the sport.
Floyd, what does it mean for you to go out on your terms, not on anybody else's terms, but you to make the decision, you know what, this is it, I don't care what all you guys say, I'm out of here, I'm done?
I mean, I think I just had a game plan. I had a brilliant game plan. The game plan was to be very outspoken. You know, I was born with personality. I was born with charisma. Speak my mind. Speak from the heart. You know, I don't hate or dislike anyone. I want to go out there, you know, and just do what I have to do inside that square circle. Choose a tremendous a tremendous team on the outside that's going to help me take things to the next level, and that's what I did.
His exhibition matches quickly gained a reputation as cash grabs, with critics claiming that Floyd was more focused on claiming the biggest share of the payout than delivering exciting or meaningful fights for his fans.
That's the shot. But you know what it is? I think obviously with Floyd, he gets the biggest percentage of the purse, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can still get the biggest percentage of the purse.
Yeah, but Ricky Hatton's going to want more. He'll want more. He'll want more.
He'll want more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when they fought in their heyday, Floyd got more.
Yeah, of course.
So, you know what I'm saying?
No, but Floyd wants like 95% more. 90% more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like...
He's like 95, 5. Yeah, that's how he likes to do it, innit? Because I'm not going to lie, if Floyd fought Ricky, both of them now, catch weight, 154, O2 Arena, it will sell out.
It will sell out. Will sell out.
Floyd's image took another hit with accusations that he didn't fully pay his opponents in exhibition matches. Fighters such as Deji and Logan Paul alleged that they never received the complete compensation promised for their bouts with him.
A lot of people people always bring up the fighter pay with the UFC, but isn't Logan complaining right now that he didn't get his checks from Floyd? Is that like a boxing issue versus
you
a boxing thing?
You don't ever hear that coming out.
To this day,
you hear a guy going,
now,
I want to make $30 million. I didn't get paid enough. You don't ever hear guys going, yeah, they didn't pay me yet, ever.
Is that like a boxing issue?
Well, here's what happens when you go in and you do these fights. And you make them, and Hunter, correct me if I'm wrong. You do these fights that are exhibitions or whatever. The commission isn't overseeing it. So let's say I did a fight with Mike. I got Mike fighting, Francis or something. The athletic commission gets the money up front, so they pay the fighters. They don't have to wait for. That was the big problem in the past, is that these boxing promoters would come in and they wouldn't make as much money as they thought they were going to do, so they would stiff the fighters and not pay the guys. And that's why these regulations are in place in these different states.
Over time, Floyd's career and the buzz around him started to wane. Once a commanding force in boxing, his off-ring behavior began to eclipse his in-ring achievements. His alleged role in a $42 million scam, along with growing evidence of questionable financial dealings, further damaged his reputation. Reports even surfaced that Floyd was stranded in Dubai over unpaid debts, underscoring the severity of his financial troubles.
There was some drama going on about Floyd Mayweather being stuck in Dubai. However, that man was at Game 5 of the Clippers game. He's claiming that he is stuck in Dubai because there's debts that he has to pay off and they're not letting him leave. And we're sitting at Game 5 and I look over and I'm like, dude, that's Floyd Mayweather. Royce takes a video of Floyd Mayweather at the Clippers game, posts it on his TikTok. It goes viral. He posts 2 videos, both go viral. And the comments, nobody is believing him. They're like, that's not really Floyd. That's a clone. Floyd's stuck in Dubai. And the crazy thing was, usually when you're at these games, they'll have like, oh, special guest, celebrity of the night. They didn't show Floyd on the thing, but we have it on camera. But go check out Royce's videos if you guys.
Mayweather carefully crafted his persona as the world's highest paid athlete. He flaunted his wealth, asserting that no other athlete in history could rival the fortune he had amassed.
What did you see when you watched that fight?
Look, Floyd needs to keep doing what he's doing, which is fighting complete tomato cans who we've never heard of before. I've never seen anybody in the history of America get so rich and so famous out of having complete wimps throwing punch at their faces. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, it's happened before. What about Rihanna? Shame on you. Blasphemous. I will not stand for that. I will not stand for that. But, however, boxing has a misconception. Too soon? Was it too soon?
Chael Sonnen, a respected fighter, openly criticized Floyd's choice to keep taking exhibition bouts, calling it purely a money-driven move. Sonnen argued that with billions already in his pocket, Floyd had no reason to fight just for cash. To Sonnen, this decision was a betrayal of his legacy, showing that Floyd was putting personal profit above his honor and reputation.
You know that Floyd is still getting in there as recently as this weekend because he needed the money.
You think Floyd's fighting because he needs the money?
Yeah.
Really? Why? He think he blew through all of his money?
Get the fuck. Well, he blew through a lot of it, but I'm sharing for you, it wasn't what you thought it was.
He blew through it and wasn't making as much as
they're claiming he was doing $100 million a fight, and I'm claiming for you, he in his whole career has made about $100 million. There's a very
Wow. Floyd had this long career. I could imagine him making more than $100 million.
I understand that. Floyd was not Muhammad Ali, and Floyd wasn't Mike Tyson. I got it. I know. People think he made 130 in a night. I'm sharing with you he didn't. And no boxer has. No boxer's ever made $130 million in one night. This is silly. Floyd Mayweather has closed down a mall. He has rented out the entire mall, and he spent $15 million. The proof that this happened is Floyd in a mall and Floyd with a bag of cash that probably had about 100 grand in it. He says, man, I'm a VIP, I'm a VP, I'm a VVVVIP. Do you want to know why he was whispering, guys? He was whispering so that he didn't disrupt the employees and fellow shoppers at the mall. It's okay. This is a gimmick. Floyd did everything that Floyd is supposed to do. It's strange that a 50-year-old man would continue to do what he did when he was 28 years old. That's strange.
Honor and reputation. Interview 18. Eddie Hearn, a prominent boxing promoter, slammed Floyd's approach, labeling his fights as NAF and claiming that Floyd prioritized pay-per-view profits over fan experience. Hearn argued that by shifting from a serious competitor to a money-focused entertainer, Floyd had undermined the integrity of his own career.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000, something like that, if that.
I believe so.
We've had some bad ones. But this is, I've seen a map. Someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday. Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so naff, to be honest with you. But I don't actually mind, like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go and like whatever. But literally no one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena thinking they're going to sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled before Saturday or someone is going to do their absolute conkers or people are not going to get paid.
After years of lavish spending and amassing luxury properties, Floyd Mayweather's fortune has finally run dry, leaving him financially strained. His once celebrated career has faded, and his attempts to stay in the spotlight through exhibition matches have drawn harsh criticism. Matters worsened when he was implicated in a $42 million scam, triggering widespread outrage. Business Insider exposed that his claims of owning 62 buildings were exaggerated. He only held partial ownership. This revelation fueled further backlash, turning his relentless boasting about wealth into accusations of deceit and dishonesty.
There is a little bit of embellishing that you kind of have to do in order to get your foot in the door with some of these folks, because they otherwise ain't going to deal with you. So it does require a little bit of fake it till you make it. I'm not saying that that report is true. I'm just simply saying that if there were some validity to that, that's not really the end of the world. He ain't lying about having ownership. He just may have embellished the truth about having no partners. Also, you got people calling him broke, which is crazy to me, man.
That wraps up today's video. Stay connected for more. See you next time.